Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Central Texas Life with Ann Harder presents Central Texas Events.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Events, and we're talking about a very important, impactful ceremony. It's an event that's coming up on December 10th, and it is the 13th annual Tree of Angels ceremony. And here to tell us more is Sarah Head, who is the Victim Service Provider for Waco Police Department, and Shannon Barrington, who is the Family Violence Advocate Victim Assistance Coordinator for the Mclennan County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Now, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Bottom line, you two ladies work in very different areas, but are combined forces in dealing with crime victims and what they go through.
Yes.
And so this event, a very meaningful ceremony, because are these like new people that something has happened to in the past year?
We've had some folks that, so I've been doing it for 2 years. I think she's been doing it for 1 or 2. Yes. But some of our coworkers have been involved in this for many, many years.
Right.
And
it's 13, this is the 13th.
So there's some families that come year after year. Some, I think skip a year, because some people are like, it's like too much of a reminder probably.
Oh, yeah, it reopens those emotions. Yeah.
So some come every year, some come once. So it's really kind of a mix.
Yeah.
We extend the invitation to new folks every year. We go through our lists of who we've talked to and say, give them the invite, and all are welcome to come from previous years, from this year. Just open the floor to whoever's there. Now,
this is going to be at Knox Hall, there at the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame, and Museum. So there's plenty of room. Yes. The doors will be opening at 6 o'clock, and the ceremony's at 7. So what will happen in this ceremony? What can we expect?
Well, this year's a little bit different. So we're opening it at 6, and we're encouraging family members that want to have an ornament to put on the tree, or to already have ornaments from the previous years. They kind of start coming around 6:30, and that way they have time to put the ornament on the tree. And if they need to kind of have a moment, there, and we're actually this year going to have people there to take their pictures with their ornament by the tree. Yeah. And, they can decide if they want to be on the social media, or if they don't, we're going to have a way to distinguish that. And then, they're going to be able to find a seat. And then some folks that might come closer to when it's going to start around 7, then they can just go ahead and have a seat. And during one of the songs, they're going to be told, that they can go ahead and get up, and then that will be their opportunity to put the ornament on the tree. So.
Just in previous years, we've had everyone, we'll sing Silent Night, and that's when they'll hang the ornaments on. And we don't want to, we feel like there's people waiting in line, right? And so you feel rushed putting it on. You don't get to have that moment of actually just putting it up there and getting to look at it and, reflect. And so we want to give more time for everybody.
Right, not a 3-minute song.
Yes, for everybody to have a moment to put it up there and not feel like they're having to rush because there's people behind them.
So you can take your time. But the two songs that I'm honored to lead out and sing
we're
at
very
that
excited
event,
to have you.
Silent Night, we'll be doing that. And then Hark the Herald Angels Sing is what you recommended. Because for many people, if this is a first Christmas after a traumatic thing, it's so hard.
Yeah. It is. Christmas and the holidays in general are just really hard for people who've been through these traumatic events, and so that's kind of what this whole ceremony is for, is to let them know that we care and we want to support them, and that they haven't been forgotten, right? And that there's somebody who cares about making them feel loved at Christmas.
And they're around other people that, have experienced to
Exactly.
some degree.
There's that commonality
that
of,
trauma.
I'm not walking this path alone. There's someone who really does understand.
Yeah. So, and that
What
was
I'm going
another
through.
reason why, in years past, they put the ornament on the tree kind of towards the end of the program. So you had that short time to put the ornament on the tree, and then like, maybe one more song, and then maybe kind of a closing, and then it was over.
Yeah.
And so now we're doing it at the beginning, or towards the beginning, so that way they can kind of, even during the service, if they remember where they put that ornament, they can kind of look at it and, kind of have that time and still be singing, but have it fun.
So do you provide the ornaments? Do they bring their own ornaments? How does that work?
We have some in case they don't.
Okay.
Like especially if it's their first year. Of course, they're not going to have an ornament there. We've had some families bring like 5 or 6 ornaments. Like
every year
and
they bring a new
handmake
one.
Some are like handmade and just really meticulous. And then some, it's their first year. Especially if like that event just happened in the last few months.
Yeah.
And they're just now getting their invitation. So we have ornaments, like they're little angel ornaments, and they can put their loved one's name or a message or whatever they have. And that way they have something to put on the tree that honors their loved one.
Well, let's talk a bit about what you all do through the Crime Victim Services. I know you had emailed me. You said, I'll be up there to tape the interview, but if I get beeped, I've got to jump and run. So, I mean, you immediately go to the scene of a crime or an incident.
So anytime our officers go out on a traumatic scene and they think that somebody there needs resources, needs like a connection in the community, or they just need somebody to come and sit with them and do like crisis intervention, they'll give us a call. They'll let dispatch know, and dispatch will call us, and we'll go to the scene and we'll sit with them. We'll talk them through the process, like what's going on, and just be someone they can lean on during this hard time, right? Because when that traumatic event happens, nobody knows what to do. They've never been through this before, right? It's a whole new process, and they're really lost. And so we can go out there and take time and sit with them so that the officers can investigate and do their job more efficiently, and then they still feel like they're supported and there's somebody there with them, walking them through everything.
And this isn't necessarily just, say, a murder, is it?
Right.
Obviously
No.
that is. One of it could be what kinds of crimes?
We've had, in the past, domestic violence, kidnapping victims. We've had
Sexual assault
victims. Really, it's any violent crime. Usually people say, okay, tree of angels, it has to be a death, but that's not the case at all.
Right.
If you're a victim
the
of a violent
victim may
crime,
very well be alive,
Yeah, and
just a survivor of violent
and
crime.
again, we want them to come, and if they don't have an ornament per se that they want to put on, or they do. Another thing that we do is we light 3 candles. Now this year we're having it at the museum, so they're not actual fire candles.
They're not big on having a lighter. And
we don't want that.
Don't want to lose any of the history that's in that building.
Yeah, so we do not want to get that building. Yeah. So there's the peace candle, hope candle, and healing candle.
Healing, okay.
Yeah,
good, yeah.
And so we usually have it's Waco Police Department, District Attorney's Office, and the Advocacy Center for Crime Victims and Children are part of our coalition. And this year we actually had the Family Abuse Center that's actually also going to be there at that event.
Sure.
And so we kind of contact a victim or a family and say, hey, we have this special part of the program to where you'll walk up and you'll light a candle. Would you be willing to do that? Because some people, they're going to say, I want to be there, but I'm not quite ready to walk up in front of people and light a candle or what have you.
Right.
And so that's also part of the service. So it's kind of, there's different things that we wanted to do. And, Silent Night is always, if people have come in previous years, that's the song that they associate with, okay, this is the hanging of the ornaments. This is, and it's a song that we all know. So you can be lost in your own thoughts and still sing that song. And then towards the end, just a little bit more, up tempo a little bit, just a little bit more, because you want to leave. We hope that they leave with hope and with encouragement, and so we kind of wanted just a second song just to kind of help them with that encouragement as they go about their evening.
Yeah.
So.
So how many do you expect? Do you have an idea of how many people will
I
come?
think last year was a little over 100.
We had close to, like, in between, like, maybe 125, 130.
But you say you've added trees, so you're going to have 3 trees?
Yes.
3
so,
trees.
yeah, so we're going to have, we've always had one, but it's unfortunately, we have violent crime, and we always have people affected by that.
Yeah.
And so that one tree, unfortunately, there's quite a few ornaments. And so, and with that, we were kind of talking earlier, if you only have one tree and everybody's in line to put their ornament on that tree, you almost feel compelled to hurry up because you know there's people in line behind
Sure,
you. So
right.
you can't really have that moment. So now there's going to be multiple trees.
So it will really spread out the activity, but
Yeah, and people will come in not all at once. So if they come in during that earlier time, there's not a line, you know, or if there's only one person and there's, you know, mingling going on, so you can kind of have that moment. So then you don't have that time pressure, and
The tree doesn't get too full.
yeah, and
'Cause,
you're
you
not
know,
sitting there trying to find somewhere, you know, to put your ornament or anything like that. And, you know, children are going to be there, you know, so we want them to be able to put an ornament up. So, you know, we want it to be safer. We don't want a bunch of people gathering around at the same spot. And, kids, you know, children are going to be children, you know.
Yes,
so,
no, I know.
You know, they're going to want to run, or they're going to want to see the pretty ornaments and stuff like that. And if you have a line of people behind you, you're like, oh, no, you know, we got to hurry up,
Yeah.
So we're hoping, this is our plan, that multiple trees will kind of relieve that.
In the course of grieving and coming to grips with a traumatic thing that's happened in someone's life, what does a ceremony like this, just the activity of doing this, how does that help them in that process, do you think?
I think really it's about the community, right? It's about, because when you're going through something scary, traumatic, you feel alone, right?
Yeah.
You feel like nobody else knows what I'm going through. Nobody cares what I'm going through. It's just me against the world, right? And so having this ceremony lets them know, no, there are agencies out there that care. There are people out there who have been through similar things and who know what you're going through and have made it through the other side, right? Like having those victims from previous years helps the newer victims see, I can get there.
There's life after.
Yes. There's a light there.
After
Like
this,
it will get better. It may not be the same as life was before, but it will be better than what it is right now.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing what you're doing, and I'm just honored. I can't even say how honored I am to play a small part in this. But yeah, in anything that can be done to help people heal after something just unthinkable has happened. When I talked to the folks from the Advocacy Center, I said, I would love it if you guys were put out of business. We had no need.
We would love to be unemployed.
We would.
Love to have everybody dealing with
that.
this. No, absolutely. And what a wonderful world if there were no need for this. But there are bad actors and there's bad things that happen, and so anything that can help them through that is an important thing. So I thank you both so much. Again, this is happening on the 10th of December at
Tuesday.
Knox Hall. It is a Tuesday. It's a 13th annual Tree of Angels ceremony. And is this something people could contribute to if it's not in any way
Not really directly.
if somebody wants to help somehow, could they?
Yeah, I mean, they would contact us ahead of time, either the district attorney's office or Waco Police Department. We try to have snacks for folks, kind of as going out.
Right.
So, or if anyone
Wants to
they
volunteer.
can contact us.
And,
Yeah,
like,
I was going to
volunteer.
say,
usher, help like run the ornament booth, things like that. We will always
you
take
could
any
use
help.
some folks. Yeah.
Yeah. We can, ushers just to kind of help people guide through. So they'll call us maybe the day before the event, or a couple of days before, and that way we kind of have an idea of who's coming, and then we can go, okay, hey, can you be here by this time, and do that. So no, I mean that would be great.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I know people's hearts go out to folks in this situation, and
Or they can just come.
Or
just
come and just see what the event's all about, the ceremony, Tree of Angels, and I appreciate you both so much for taking your time to be with us here today, but also what you're doing in the community, how important it is in these families' lives.
No, and thank you. We were
Yes.
really excited
Yes.
when we found out we
We're
were going to
super
be able to have
excited.
you. We were like, oh,
Well, I'm happy to help any way I can. I hope everybody
thank
will
you.
sing along.
Yeah.
that would be perfect. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and I thank you both, and I thank you for being with us for Central Texas Events, and I hope to see you on the 10th at Knox Hall.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Elevate your experience with Grenco Science, the leaders in cutting-edge vaporizers. Whether you're at home or on the go, our sleek, powerful devices deliver smooth, consistent hits every time. Quality you can trust, innovation you can feel. Grenco Science, take your vapor game to the next level. Visit us at grencoscience.com.